Hi. To start off this great teacher speech slash video, I would like to start with a little explanation of where the story is going to take place. The story is going to take place in Russia, where I spent studying from 1st to 7th grade. And back there, we have a very different relationship between teachers and students. It's a lot more formal, it's a lot more official, very professional. You can't just walk into the classroom and say, "Hey, what's up, Mr. Smith?" It's not going to work like that. So that is why the story is going to be so unusual. This whole story starts after I finished my 4th grade and going to transfer to 5th grade, the middle school. Our class got assigned a homeroom teacher to us, and her name was Olga Alexeyevna, but for the purpose of not confusing anyone, I will call her Olga. She was very young, I would say fresh out of college. She had a very small complexion. She was about 5'3", 5'4", and I would say she did not weigh any more than about 120 pounds. So she was very, very tiny, and if she took off her heels and her suit, she could blend in with upperclassmen. And actually, some of the guys who were in 5th grade, in my class, they were taller than her and bigger than her, and it was just so surprising to see. Overall, she had a very positive presence, very comfortable, very comforting, and so kind. Up till this day, she's one of the kindest people that I've met. She was way more than a teacher to us. She was our friend, she was our mentor, she was always ready to be there for us, to help us, and to push you, to get through all these problems with school. She would always bring us to different competitions and different tournaments. Together with Olga, we went to city libraries, we went to museums, we went to visit planetarium, and it was just so fun because normally teachers wouldn't care to do this. It was too much work, and she put in so much work and effort into us. And there's one specific day that I remember that sits in my memory that I can't forget. It was a very warm spring day, which is unusual for Russia. Normally spring is kind of chilly, but everyone wanted to enjoy this beautiful weather we were having. Even teachers encouraged it. They brought out chalk for us to draw some cute, nice drawings for the upcoming event that was hosted at our school. And everyone split into groups or was working with partners. I was working with my best friend at the time. Her name was also Olga. And we decided to draw a school mascot, which was an owl. And in Russia, it's very common to have owls as school mascots because they represent academics, they represent education, they represent having very strong memory and just overall smartness, if I could say that. So that is why it was very common, and we decided to draw something that was related to our school. So we drew a really big fluffy tree and an owl sitting on the branch of the tree. It was very cute drawing. The owl was wearing glasses or something. It was just very, very cute. And I remember teachers walking around and seeing who drew what, making some comments and everything. And then Olga, our teacher, she was finally approaching us. She was walking towards us in her heels. You could hear it clocking on the asphalt. And she stopped near a painting, a drawing, and she was looking at it for quite some time without saying anything. And after she looked at it, she smiled at us with a very, very bright and nice and happy smile. And she told us a story. The story was that one day after her dad went hunting, he brought home a little baby owl to nurse back to being a strong bird so it can go back into the nature. And she explained us, how everything went, how attached she grew to this little baby owl that later actually grew into a large size, normal size owl. And that they had to leave it to go back into the forest, to go back into the nature. She was very sad about it, and she told us that one day we're gonna fly away just like that little baby owl did. Back then, we didn't give this any thought. It was nothing more than a nice little story to remember. But I remember the story, and now I know what she meant by that. After she shared the story of her dad and the owl with us, and her having to let go of this little baby owl. She chatted with us for a little bit. She asked us how we were doing, if anything was bothering us, if she could help us with anything. And it was just so unusual for that time because teachers would not have these conversations with their students. And she was genuinely so caring and so nice and kind to us. And it was really sad to see her go next year. She had to transfer to another school. And we were devastated by it. We were absolutely so sad as a class. We couldn't believe that she had to go because of some bureaucratic things that were going on. Because she was the best teacher that we had, all of us. And we didn't want her to go, to leave, to teach some other kids. We were jealous. But she had to go, unfortunately, and I really wish we kept in touch with her. I really do. She was absolutely amazing. The great teacher that I had.